Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy VII, everybody. It's over. Sephiroth's toast. Holy is liberated. Meteor's still coming. That's the question. And I think you've just made the best case you possibly can for humanity as well. Now I'm gonna say this now. I purposely held back on one thing to improve, to give you the moment I had. And also, the ending's a little ambiguous. Yes, those Genova cells. He's still inside you. Now we've resolved things for the planet, but Cloud Strife still has a hated rivalry with Sephiroth. Reduced to a puppet, murdered Aerith, murdered his mum, burned his village, killed all his friends, killed Tifa's father. The final fight. Just Cloud, just Sephiroth. And very carefully look at Cloud's limit gauge. Omni Slash, eh? Never seen that before. I absolutely love that. You're just getting ready for the close fight. You can get that limit break normally, but if you don't, you get it for the final battle between the two of them anyway. And now, things are beginning to happen. Welcome back to reality, Cloud. Hope nothing falls on your fingers. note, you won't see Yuffie or Vincent in the credits at all, or in the final FMV, because they're not mandatory characters. I like Sid's reaction there, but moreover, I like his final words in this game. Also, I hope you're gonna drop your guard so you can get full appreciation for some awesome music here, ranging from exhilarating to just moving. Here comes Holy, everybody. And that's the last line he has in the game, everybody. Now, like any true ending, the game does not close every loophole. It leaves you wanting a little bit more, and it requires a little faith. But that statement will make sense later. Alright, Holy's here to save us, everybody. Unless, of course, at the city of Midgar, Holy has decided maybe humanity isn't the best thing for the planet after all. Sephiroth's gone, maybe it's best to get rid of us all. Instead of pushing it away. There's a little bit of fromage here, but I personally find it quite moving. Now, normally Lifestream comes to heal the planet from a wound. You'll also remember Aerith's spirit wasn't able to disseminate into the Lifestream until now. And there you have it, everybody. Teared up a little bit there. Music has a very large effect on me. So I mentioned earlier that the end of the game requires a little bit of faith because... Did they all die? It's not going to tell you in concrete terms. I believe yes. I think the shot of Aerith's face at the end seals it. Very end shot of her praying again, interceding on behalf of humanity, the half Cetra, ambassadors to the Earth, half human. And convince the planet to save humanity. That's my take on it. Now back then it required, again, maybe more faith before the Final Fantasy VII compilation came out and showed that everyone was still alive afterwards. But you know, still a beautiful ending in its own right. Masato Kato. He's written some crazy stories in his day. But I digress. That was Final Fantasy VII, everybody. Not everything from the game, but that's pretty much the entire story. We just have one little bit left. What were your thoughts? Again, I think it's the story that makes it such a beautiful game. I'm a big fan of just the linear, or at least non-variable narrative structure. I can choose when to do some things, there's some branching storylines and all that, but by and large it's a linear game, and I enjoy it because it lets us have the complex identity issues with Cloud, figuring out who he truly is, and I'm a firm believer that in any good epic you have to have a character who... There has to be something transcendent, like in Lord of the Rings you've got Frodo basically traveling through hell to destroy the ring, just sort of this almost supernatural journey. In Harry Potter you've got him reaching the fringes of the knowledge of magic and even exploring the nature of death itself. I mean, the Deathly Hallows. Done better in the book than in the movie, but I mean, yeah, he's exploring the very nature of death itself and mastering it, maybe not in the coming back from death sense, but in the... Well, I don't want to spoil everything. The theme of the book is how does one confront death, among other themes. Anyway, in this one, you've got Cloud sort of exploring the edges of identity and... Oh, the prologue. This is my least favorite song in all Final Fantasy, and it's in every game. Yeah, Cloud sort of exploring the edges of identity and the life stream and everything, and it's sort of got this transcendent quality to it, which I think you can't just have the battle between good and evil. We've all done that. You have to have this element of treading on the outskirts of heaven or something like that. And just like Final Fantasy VI, the game ends, you know, wanting to know more about what happens with sort of friends you make during the game. Because, I mean, they're characters in a story, but, you know, to a certain extent you start identifying, you know, they become likable or hateable, and you become invested in their fate. Wish I had more things I'd thought of to talk about here to block out this one blight on Nobuo's impeccable record as a composer. I'm glad they preserved the prelude from game to game. This song, the prologue, can't quite get behind. So yeah, after this, I'm gonna take a break from recording it personally, although I'm like, if I upload one a day, I'm about 2 weeks ahead on my recording right now, so by the time I'm actually uploading this, maybe I'll be moving on to do the last bit of extra gameplay stuff in Final Fantasy VII. But this is the end of the story of the LP anyway, and I've enjoyed it quite a bit. This is probably, if I had to pick one game to declare my favorite for all time, this would probably be it. Because the story is so important to me. And I've had a really great time making it. I remember wanting to make my Chrono Trigger LP for very similar reasons as I made this one, and I feel like I learned a lot from the Chrono LP, and it helped me maybe succeed in this one overall, because I've been fairly happy with the result. Hopefully you have been too. Creating the sort of LP I would like to watch. If you're hoping for much, there's not going to be much here. Unless you're a really big Red 13 fan. I recall grandfather said that maybe there'd be someone else from his species out there somewhere. Apparently he found them. Or somebody else from his species was having kids anyway. Listen very, very, very closely and don't stop listening. There you go. Last sound of children laughing. I believe Nomura went on the record and said that that was his hint that he left that humanity had survived the sound of laughing children in the background. Some other people interpreted that as sort of an echo of the planet's past. Sort of, you're looking over Midgar and that's some sort of mark humanity left on it, and you hear the children to symbolize that, but anyway, for different reasons entirely, I think they're around, and thanks for watching the LP with me, everybody, and I'll see you in the next one. I was Get Daved.